One, you need to make videos and upload it on YouTube, and as well as you need to write a YouTube link in your project manual.
No, okay, ma'am. Even if we are working, we have to do that one.
Yes.
Okay, okay, fine, ma'am. Because our principal ma'am was telling that no intern, we are all doing in like intern or project. It was mentioned, so no need for these videos. She was telling.
For the inter as such, if I know you are the student as well as the teacher in
Yeah,
the school,
teachers in school.
but you for IGNU you are just an intern,
Okay, fine. Yeah, ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Any doubt?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Neha.
Ma'am, I wanted to ask, like, what if we are submitting our project works and practical thing after the theory exam? So,
Right, right.
like, when since it is a course of 3 years, and if we submit like
It's
after
no, no, no. Your
one-
listen, Leah. Your course is for 1 year, but
yes,
validity of this course is for 3 years. If you are not able to finish your work within 1 year, so
yes,
you
ma'am.
can continue your work. You need to finish your work within 3 months, 3 years,
Okay,
right? And after 3 years, if you are not able to finish your work within 3 years, you need to re-enroll for the course,
okay.
right?
Yes, ma'am. It's just ki since I'm working somewhere else, so
Hmm.
for doing project works,
Hmm.
like I have to take a break from what wherever I'm doing. So
You
like
need
after
to.
June, after giving my theory exams, then
Yes.
only I can like proceed for my project work and all. So
Okay.
so I won't be getting my diploma in case I pass the theory exams. Like.
Yes. For the diploma, you need to finish your project work.
Mm.
Okay. You need to pass in project work as well as in your theory work uh, exams as well as in your assignment.
Okay. And so after June, ma'am, like if I submit my project, so like
So your marks will be uploaded in the next year,
in December, in
no,
January.
February or March,
Okay.
because in the IGNU is taking exam in semester wise,
Okay,
right?
ma'am.
When you submitting your project work, maybe October or in November,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
definitely that project work comes for the evaluation for December or January to the evaluators, right?
Yes.
So most probably in February or March you will get your uh, marks.
Okay. And ma'am, in practicum, it is written that it will undergo twice the evaluation, first with the counselor, ma'am, and then to the headquarters also.
Right.
Yeah, at there are the two stages, like just like we have submitted our online assignments, so we have to submit our practical
No,
thing also
project work you
online.
need to submit in Medangadi itself. Right. Who is your first guide? The
uh,
teacher of the school, right? She
okay.
will be your guide and she
Hmm.
will give you marks on your work.
Okay.
And after that, listen. And after that, your file goes to the IGNU Medangadi. Then evaluator will be your externals.
Okay, ma'am,
He
for
will
the
give you
project work,
externals.
right?
Yes, as
And
well as
for
practical work.
okay, the practical work also I have to submit to the Medangadi in hand.
Right.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for answering all the queries. Thank you so much.
Any other query? to anyone? Because we will start your practical work in May. In April, maybe next Medha ma'am will conduct your three MCD 3, 4, or 5.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? She will conduct the theory part, and we will start project work in May.
Yes, ma'am. That is why we have not received Project 2 and MCD 5 books, na, ma'am, till yet.
As such, MCD 5 is not published yet.
Oh,
So
as well as the Project 2.
you need to read from the e-GAM course.
Okay, ma'am. And along with that only we are going to get Project 2 book.
Project 2, maybe soon you will get. I will just
Okay.
confirm from the Rekha ma'am, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, no issues, ma'am. Thank you.
Hi, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, is there any timeline to submit the supervised practicum and project work, ma'am?
No, no, there is no timeline. Within 3 years, you need to finish. If you are
Oh,
not able to finish in 1 year, so you can finish your work within 3 years. But after finishing your all the things, then only you get the diploma.
okay, okay, ma'am. But we can write the exam, right? Even though we are
Yes,
not,
you can
we did
write
not
your
finish.
exam. You can write
Okay,
your exam. You can write your assignments. Uh, right.
okay,
Project
ma'am.
work
But
you can do after your exams. You can do it.
okay, ma'am. In supervised practicum, they mentioned depending upon when you are submitting the supervised practicum, they will put the mark. If we are making delay, they will reduce the mark. It seems. Is that right? Is that true?
No, 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 no.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Uh, okay, ma'am.
Can you share if you read in the book? Please, can you
Okay.
share that part with me? If you
Yeah,
have right,
sure.
please share with me.
Yeah, okay, ma'am. Please give some. I am outside. If you give some time, yeah,
Definitely, definitely, no issue with this.
yeah, okay, ma'am. And one
Anyone
more
of
thing.
you had the same query? Because I will let you know about that. And students, someone wants to make a WhatsApp group, right?
Yeah, we can make group, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All of you made up that group, or you want to?
Already we have one group, ma'am.
You have one WhatsApp group.
Yeah,
Okay. Who created that group? Please add my
I
number in this.
I don't know actually who created.
Okay. How
Ma'am,
many
please
students are
add me
there?
also.
How many students are there?
Can you add me, ma'am? I'm not there in that
Oh, I'm
WhatsApp.
also not there.
I am also
But
not there.
somebody told me, asked me in the last class.
Ma'am, please add me also because I'm also not there in that group.
Only Govindraj,
Yeah.
you are there, na?
Yeah, Kailasha also there in that group actually.
Okay. Uh, ma'am, who is adding? We are not aware of this.
Okay, I just joined right now. I don't know what was going on. But the thing is, we had one counseling session with another coordinator, and she created the she like we had a discussion and we created a group, along with that coordinator. So we don't have a separate group for this one, like the sessions that are, ongoing.
Please tell me her name.
Shurabhi Chawla, I think so.
Surabhi
Am I
Chawla.
right? Kailasha?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
yeah,
That
yeah,
that's
yeah.
from RC3, I suppose.
Okay.
RC3 or RC1?
No, ma'am. That group which I hope she was talking about, that's RC3, where Surabhi ma'am has taken that counseling session and all. And there only she had said me also that since you are from the other center, not from
Hmm.
this one, so please, matlab, exit this group.
Okay. Okay.
Ha.
Are you from which state?
Ma'am, I'm from here in Delhi.
Okay, Delhi. It's Neha and Ruby is from Delhi. What is your study center?
Ma'am, it's Gargi.
Okay. सच किसी ने मुझसे लास्ट क्लास में बोला था कि मैम ग्रुप क्रिएट कर लीजिए
हाँ जी,
व्हाट्सएप।
मैम मैंने ही बोला था,
हाँ।
मैंने 2 बार रिक्वेस्ट किया था, मैसेज डाला था मैंने ग्रुप में।
सो सच मैंने रिक्वेस्ट करी है अभी। मैंने लास्ट इसलिए मैंने अभी जस्ट सेंटर में मतलब RC2 में रिक्वेस्ट करी है आप लोगों की 55 स्टूडेंट्स की लिस्ट मंगाई है मैंने। आई जस्ट वांट दैट लिस्ट देन ओनली आई कैन क्रिएट अ ग्रुप।
ओके।
क्योंकि RC2 ने कोई ग्रुप क्रिएट नहीं किया है एंड RC3 इज नॉट कंडक्टिंग अ सेशंस। मे बी दे कंडक्ट ओनली ओरिएंटेशन प्रोग्राम विद यू बट सेशन आर कंडक्टेड बाय RC2 only.
Ma'am, is it not RC1?
No, this is RC2.
दिस इज
No,
नॉट
no,
आर
sorry,
सी।
RC1. Yes, so sorry. This is
ओके
RC1.
ओके
Only
ओके।
RC1 is conducting a session. No RC2 or RC3 are not conducting. Yes, only RC1. As such, मैं तीनों RC से तीनों RCs में काउंसलर हूँ, so I'm a bit confused. I'm so sorry.
No issues.
Any query regarding your course till now? All assignments and practical work is clear to everyone.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, what will be the like format of the exam?
It's a completely theoretical exam. How many of you done B.Ed? Like B.Ed theoretical exams or master's theoretical exams?
It's like it's gonna be of 100 marks, ma'am.
Yes, 100 marks exam. Because your course is so lengthy
Yes, ma'am.
and very vast subject, vast course inside, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, the question paper pattern will be like what we had assignments, ma'am. எங்க போச்சு கவியா?
Yes. No doubt. Shall I start my session?
Yes, ma'am.
Today we will start block 3.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, Kavita asked regarding the question type. Is it the same like assignment model?
Yes, like assignment model.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, one more thing, ma'am.
Yes.
What is the deadline for project work, ma'am? Is it okay if after exam if we continue with the projects?
Yes. You can continue after.
So what is the deadline for the projects, ma'am?
I said there is no deadline for the project work. I
Okay,
told
ma'am.
you before also, you need to finish your project work within 3 years, right?
Okay, ma'am.
And
Okay, ma'am.
because
Okay,
your
ma'am.
course
Thank you.
is valid for 3 years, right? If you're not able to complete your work within 3 years, then only you need to take re-admission, right?
Oh, okay, ma'am.
You
Okay,
can
ma'am.
finish your work within 3 years.
Okay, ma'am.
But
Thank
the only thing is that
you.
after completion, everything like assignment, project, practical, Then only you get your diploma,
Okay, ma'am. Thank
right?
you, ma'am.
Ma'am, regarding the project only, is it necessary to take a video of each thing we're supposed to?
Yes, because that videos is the only thing, your proof, your practical work, right? That videos is the only proof we have that you done your work in school.
Okay, that is only for the school. If I take, it's okay now, ma'am, because there's the project work where I have to interview the low income mother and the child, high middle income mother and child. For that, I don't need videos, right?
No, you need to fill that. There is a questionnaire inside, or you need to make a questionnaire according to the question you are taking.
Yes, yes.
Right.
So I don't
Right.
need videos for that.
No, no, no need
Okay,
to
thank you
make.
so much, ma'am.
You
Hello, ma'am.
can add photographs in that. Yes, please.
Oh,
Okay.
I have to make photographs in that?
Yes, if you can.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
one more thing, ma'am.
Hmm.
Uh, with the same set of students, we have to do all the projects, or we can have different sections of students, ma'am.
As
Set
such,
of students.
for project one, you need to do project work with the pre-nursery students, like
Oh, okay.
3 to 4 year old children,
Okay,
right?
ma'am. Uh,
Pre-nursery, nursery students. And for the project two, you need
mm,
to take section first or second class students.
okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so
Okay.
that's why it's the two separate project.
Okay, ma'am.
You need to change the class.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Anything else?
Ma'am, this
Yes.
supervised practicum is more of writing only, right, ma'am? For project work only, we are going to take videos.
Yes, going to your work in school, then
Yeah.
make it a videos, right?
Okay.
You need to plan activities, then execute in the school, and then you need to make videos. When you are executing your activity with the students, then you
Okay.
need to make a video
Only for
while
project
working.
work, right, ma'am?
Yes, while
For
working with the students.
okay, okay, ma'am. For supervised practicum, there are so many sheets, report sheets, and all in that supervised book, practicum book. So we need
Yes,
to fill the book, that sheets, by just interviewing the parents, and they are
yes,
telling some
right,
points in that. So there is no
right.
need to take any videos for that supervised
No, no,
practicum.
no, 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 no need.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you so
You
much.
can take photographs if the person
Okay,
give you consent. It's not
okay,
required. It's not compulsory. Just sake of I'm saying, if you want to add photographs to take a consent from the observer or interviewer,
okay,
okay, then only you
okay.
can do.
So
Consent
this
is important, right?
okay, ma'am.
Yes, yes,
For
please.
the class 1 and 2, you said for project work 2, we have to take video for first standard and second standard, right, ma'am?
Yes, project two. For the project
For
two, you
project.
need to take class one or class two student.
So that is very difficult to take the video. If we are not working in the first standard and second standard, then how come we go and take video in other classes? I think they will not.
Don't take other classes. You need to work with them. You need to work with them because you are an intern for this course.
We need to ask permission then.
Dear, listen carefully. Right?
Yeah.
You are working in school. This
Yes.
is your matter. When you are a student of IGNU, you need to follow some rules, or you need to follow the procedure of the course. Na?
Okay, ma'am.
Right? You need to finish your work with the class 1, project 2. Right? if
Okay,
if
ma'am.
your if your school gives you permission, it's okay. If your school not give you permission, to ask another schools. Many students are not working in schools, but they are doing the same course. Na? They will ask
Okay.
in the schools.
Okay, ma'am.
right?
Okay.
Many of them are not working.
Okay, ma'am.
Or take a break from your school and ask in another school, you can do your project too in another school. It can be possible,
Okay, ma'am. I'll check.
right?
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Because activities are different, right? For class 1 or class 2, activities are totally different, uh,
Yes.
like a project for the nursery schools, activities for the nursery schools, right?
Yeah.
So you need to work with them.
Okay, ma'am.
Student, just give me a second. Okay, just give me a second. I'm coming. Now all the queries are solved.
Yes, ma'am.
Today we will start block 3, MCD 2, block 3.
Yes, ma'am.
As I told you before, play is very important part of the play group as well as for the class 1 and 2. So in next blocks or maybe in next units, we will discuss what kind of activity we can plan for the age group, like for the preschool children as well as for the class students. In this, as such, in the last class, we discussed many theorists regarding the play. Understanding the interrelationship between interaction, early stimulation, and play. What is that early stimulation? Anyone? What is that early stimulation?
When you, ma'am, maybe to try to make them realize certain things as early as possible so that they'll be able to respond to those situations, trying to make those situations when they are able to respond, those can be acting as a early
Right,
stimulus.
when we are doing lullabies with, when we sing lullabies for the newborns, or you can say for the infant, right? Mother just start talking to the baby with when the child is uh, about 4 or 5 month old. On that time, he is not able or she is not able to respond in words, but on that time they just respond with their gesture, right? We discussed this in MCD 01. So this is the early stimulation when we are talking to them, right? When
Yes,
we
ma'am.
are giving gesture to them and they will reply with the same gesture, like sense of sight, touch, taste, sound, smell, or movement, they give you the same sound with you, right? They give you smile when you talk with them. Some sensory activities they will show you. During preschool age, stimulation is to be provided through preschool education. Preschool education goes beyond providing stimulation to the sense and encouraging motor abilities. It seeks to develop the child's conceptual understanding and reasoning abilities as the child's thinking abilities expand during the preschool years. We discussed this in about when we discussing the Piaget's theory. The infant is not able to seek out stimulation by herself in the first year of life because she is not physically mobile, right? If something comes within the range of her senses, she pay attention to it, right? We discussed this. During toddlerhood, 1 to 3 year old child range movement increase as she can walk and run, yet her area of movement is restricted largely to the house. Therefore, during infancy, the toddlerhood, the role of the caregiver is critical to stimulate the child. The caregiver must bring the world to the child, so to say for the infant and toddler to learn about it. During preschool years, as a child's physical and motor capabilities develop, the child area of exploration expand. She can move around, go to the immediate neighborhood, and reach for objects. Is it my voice is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Because today I had electricity problem. So, so we see that stimulation is not only provided through specially planned activities for early stimulation, as I told you about that when we just doing this give smile or when we give the positive touch to the baby or sometimes we just give hug to the baby and he will provide positive stimulation, right? It is provided through spontaneous daily interaction as well. This means that caregiver and educator need to be aware of how their daily spontaneous interaction can influence the young child's development. Now focus on the word play. As the infant grows, she also begins to play. How is play different from planned early stimulation activities carried out by the caregiver? Neha, please mute yourself because voice is just cracking.
Sorry.
Yes. Planning for early stimulation and play activities, linking theory to practice. Piaget, Vygotsky, Erickson, and Werner's theories, which provide the theoretical basis of for planning early stimulation and play activities for infant, toddlers, and preschoolers. Construct for Piaget theory and their implication for planning activity. The child is an active learner and learns by doing. We discussed this when we discussed the operational classical theories. Learns by doing when the child gets opportunity to explore objects and space in the environment. The child creates knowledge for her own self through her own actions. She has to either incorporate the new experiences, knowledge into her existing knowledge by the process of assimilation or modify her existing knowledge to accommodate new knowledge. This process of assimilation and accommodation leads to learning. Give the child freedom to play, explore the experience, objects, and the environment in safe way. The child learns through her senses and by carrying out actions on objects. Implication. Give the child a variety of objects and experiences that stimulate her five senses and which she can move and manipulate, give her freedom to act. Constructs from Vygotsky theory and their implication for planning activities. Vygotsky lays critical importance on social interaction for learning and development, in the other words, on adult meditation. And this is true from the earliest day of the child's learning. The child is stimulated by many objects and experiences during the day, but the stimulation becomes meaningful only when it is immediate by adult interactions so that the child can make sense of her experiences. An implication adult and older peers need to be present and active to help the child understand her experiences. Vygotsky theory that learning leads to development and to initiate learning, children need to be provided with experiences to acquire abilities that they have not yet acquired, by which they can acquire if they are supported by the adult to do so by providing scaffold. Implication. Planning learning experiences, keeping in mind the milestones of development, what the child can do presently and what she can do when supported by adult. Next is the Erickson's theory. Just leave two of them. Interaction, early stimulation and play activities for infant up to 6 months. The early stimulation activities during this period must focus on the development of sensory capacities and strengthening of motor skills. Example, an infant tries to reach for a toy, she will be better able to coordinate her eye and hand movements. Through such activities, the infant becomes more able to focus her eyes and differentiate between objects. These objects also provide the infant opportunities to explore objects and interact with people in their environment and promote development in other domains as well. Being with others, seeing and hearing them helps the infant to learn. The early stimulation and play activities for infants are based on their abilities, which increase and become more complex as they grow. The early stimulation and play activities described in this unit, recalling the milestones of development during the first 6 months, which we discussed in MCD-01. These milestones, care and stimulation activities for the neonate. Neonate is a term used for the infant in the first month after birth. After birth, the neonate has to adjust and adapt to her new environment and she sleeps most of the time. Hunger, pain, and being wet are uncomfortable to her. The most important need for the neonate is comfort, cuddling, patting, cuddling, gently rocking and bouncing the baby, give her pleasure and comfort and stimulate her. In fact, physical contact with the infant is necessary to help the infant build trust and develop an attachment with the caregiver, right? When we just take in the lap, as well as when we give hug to the baby, or when we doing a kiss to the baby, so it's developing the trust relationship. Stimulation activities during 1 to 6 months, promoting physical and motor development, gross and fine motor skills, massaging infant with oil is traditional practice in almost all parts of our country. That massaging stimulate the growth hormone. This also promote tactile sensory development, physical development, and provide an opportunity for interaction. While massaging, the caregiver often sing to the infant, bounce her gently, and move her hands and legs in a cyclical motion. The infant respond by expressing delight. Gradually, the infant look forward the massage time. Opening and closing fist. Like the reflexes we discussed, infant young, infants younger than 3 months of age often keep their hand closed in a fist. You can play with the child by opening her fist, holding her finger, and allowing the child to grasp your finger. While doing this, you should talk to the infant. This activity promote the infant's fine motor development. Changing baby's position. Being in different position fosters the child gross motor development. For instance, around 2.5 months of age, let the baby lie on her stomach for 5 to 10 minutes. She will try to raise her head, and this foster head control. The next milestone of development is rolling over first from her side to her back at 3 months of age. As is during this period, if you leave a baby in the pond, so baby can easily swim this time, because these are the inherent things which nobody teaches us, right? Because a baby is not getting the proper situation or proper environment for swimming, so then gradually he just their motions of the body is not able to do that activities after the time, right? Around 6 months, the infant can balance herself better and sit without support. Help her to sit, supporting her with pillow and cushion. These physical milestones we discussed in MCD-01. Grasping toys. As the infant begins to reach for object placed near her by around 3 months of age, she grasps the pillow or her brother's shirts when he hold her or her mother's hair and then release them. She reaches for the toy hanging from the cradle and may pull it hard. To stimulate the infant, toys should be suspended from the bed within her reach, easily using a semi-rigid material so that she can pull them easily. Kicking an object. Around 5 months, the infant begins to kick with greater strength. Her leg muscles are stronger now. If you hold her leg together and prevent them from moving, the baby will protest and kick hard to release them. This can become a game. The infant will enjoy pushing your hands away. Talk and respond. When you are talking to the baby, they will respond with the babbling. And on that time, Maybe start the babbling, as well as give positive gesture. She, if you're doing the same activities again and again, so baby is also doing the same babbling pattern again and again. Music lullabies or and rhymes. The infant enjoys soothing music and listening to gentle lullabies. There is a varieties of lullabies and rhymes that are sung to children in all parts of our country. Musical toy and instrument stimulation activities for promoting sensory and cognitive development. The infant learn about the world and by acting on objects by seeing, touching, smelling, tasting, and feeding objects. Feeling objects. Activities that stimulate the child's sense organs and give her opportunity to perform action promote cognitive development. The infant learn about people and objects. The following area, some specific stimulation activities you can plan to develop the infant's sense of vision, hearing, and touch. You will also need to plan activities that give her opportunity to perform action on objects and explore her surroundings because we discussed that sense of vision, it's not so prominent when the child is the age of 6 months. And after 6 months, the vision will be clear, right? Rest of the senses were strong, but only the vision part is slower. Different views. When you bring the child into different positions, such as lying her down on her back or on her stomach, whether making her sit by holding her across your waist or sitting her in your lap, ensure that her view changes. Auditory attention and tracking. This activity helps in developing the child's auditory sensory skills that infant track the source of sound. Try the given activities with the infant. Make a sound using a spoon and a bowl or a rattle or bangles to attract the infant attention. You can also clap or call out to her. The baby will turn towards the sound and look at you attentively. Now move to a different position and produce the sound. Again, the child will turn again in the direction of the sound. Visual attention and tracking. When you move some object or move some toys in front of the child, so their vision also moves at the same direction where the toy is moving. Feeling and touching objects. Between the third and the fourth month, the child begins to reach for objects she enjoys touching and feeling them. Provide her a variety of things with different texture that can be picked, held, squeezed, and moved. These not have to be expensive toys from the market. You can make these play material yourself from commonly available things at home. Grasping and kicking games. Under physical and motor development, these foster cognitive as well as allow the infant to perform action and so help her to develop an idea of what she can do and also help her to form an idea about objects. Sub-stage 3 of the sensory motor stage in the Piaget's theory. From the from 4 months to 8 months, this is the stage when the child accidentally initiate a movement and then continue with it because she has now understand the link between her action and the result. I just give you that example. The same example I'm giving you 2 3 times. Like when the child having hold a spoon and he just throwing again and again because some sound is producing, right? So again and again he's doing the same activity because he understand the link between her action and their result. He his action is just throw the spoon and the sound is the result of the action. Okay. Exploring the surroundings. This is a very difficult time when you, because infant want to explore many things, right? You need to protect herself or himself because there is some electric objects. डेफिनेटली घरों में बहुत सारे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक ऑब्जेक्ट्स होते हैं, शार्प एजेस के टूल्स हैं घर में, फर्नीचर है, यू नीड टू प्रोटेक्ट फॉर द एक्सीडेंट्स, राइट? पर बच्चे को तो नहीं पता ना, दीज आर द एक्सीडेंटल प्रोन थिंग्स. So you need to protect child और make अगर बच्चे को चाहते हो कि वो experiences explore करे, so you need to make the few changes in your home according to the infant, right? आप electrical points जो है वो आप change कर सकते हो, area change कर सकते हो उनका. घर में शार्प एजेस के जो फर्नीचर है या फिर जो मटीरियल जो हम लोग ऑब्जेक्ट्स यूज करते हैं घर में, आप उनको हटा सकते हो या उनका एरिया चेंज कर सकते हो, प्लेस चेंज कर सकते हो. Stimulation activities for promoting social and emotional development like regular physical contact, जिनसे भी उसका physical contact regular time में रहता है. Contact by holding, hugging and caressing the infant build attachment with the caregiver, give the infant a sense of security and foster social emotional development. Regular interaction. Talk, smile and play with the infant often. This makes the infant feel loved. She also hear language and learn about objects and things, which helps in cognitive development. Call the child by her name. Call the child by her name so that she slowly start associating herself with the sound of her name. Right? Involving family members. Encourage all family members to interact with the infant. This will help her to develop bonds with them and she will learn something different from each one of them. Turn taking. When the infant learns to sit independently or with the support of cushion, you can play a game in which you give the child an object and then ask her to return it to you. This develops in the child the idea of taking turn, which is the basis of our social interaction. Knowing how to take turn is also a part of developing conversation skills. As well as this thing help in the preschool also. So wait for the turn, right? Through this, we just develop the sharing abilities of the child. Selecting play materials for children. This is very common. शार्प एजेस वाले ऑब्जेक्ट्स नहीं होने चाहिए और मटेरियल शुड बी सॉफ्ट. Play activities become meaningful for the child as it suits her abilities. 1 year old, the ball needs to be soft and fairly big as the child cannot hold small objects, right? In during these kind of balls are just made of with the clothes, right? Not with the that cricket ball. for the 1-year-old child, there is some soft toys balls available in the market. While buying or making clay materials, one must ensure that they are safe for children. Clay objects should have rounded and smooth edge instead of being sharp, right? The toys and play material should be attractive as such for the young children. They just recognize the bright colors as well as that basic colors, six basic colors we have. Only use basic colors or bright colors with the children. Children should be able to play with toys are made up of different material having different texture, color, hardness, like some blocks, stringing beads, as well as those which require them to move around a tricycle, ball, or toy car. The play material needs to be durable because this time just child pick up a toy and just throw the toy. So child should be need to a durable or not much expensive. The amount of play material should be calculated. Some few examples, pictures are given. Is this clear how you select up games and what kind of peekaboo activities or catching or throw the ball activities with the infant can plan? Early stimulation play activities during 7 to 12-month old. Bouncing on the knee. One common game is sitting the infant on your knee and bouncing her as you hold her in a sitting position. You could also support the baby on your feet as you sit on the chair and move your legs to and go and fro gently. She gains give enjoyment to the child and also help in uh, kinesthetic development. All of us have played such games with infants. Some people throw the baby up in the air and catch her as she comes down. However, this can be risky as the baby might fall down. Encouraging sitting by 6 months when the child can sit independently. It is important that the child gets opportunity to play sitting on the floor. This will strengthen the motor skills for sitting. Make the infant sit on the floor with toys and play materials around her. The play objects should be unbreakable, preferably made up of cloth, wood or rubber, and be safe for the infant. Games to promote crawling. You know that most children begin to crawl between the age of 7 and 11 months. Some children move by wetting. The caregiver can promote these gross motor abilities by ensuring that the infant gets many opportunities to crawl. If you sit at a distance and call the infant out to her again, she will again crawl towards you. Learn to stand, able to stand, learning to stand with the holding some objects, right? And when he learned how to stand to hold object, and after that he is able to stand without holding a object, holding a toy. Games of give and take. By 7 months, the infant can open her palm to release an object and drop it. and take another being offered to her. As such, I told you that example. Child just hold the आप देखते हैं ना छोटे बच्चे बाल पकड़ लेते हैं छोड़ नहीं पाते. At the age of 7 months, just child release an object, and that time he learned how to open her palm. Right? 7 महीने का बच्चा जो है, he is able to do the same activity. Ball play. There is so many activities we can play with ball. Drop and pick, where baby repeatedly drop a toy as you give it back to her. This activity interests her greatly and tell us about her emerging thinking abilities apart from fostering fine motor development. The same example, spoon wala, manipulating toy by around 9 to 12 months of age, the infant can hold an object in one hand and use the another to manipulate. Like in this age, just baby just transfer object one hand to another hand. Movable part are interesting for the child now. She twist and turn them in various ways to explore them. Untangle me. Take a small length of wool that is brightly colored, soft and thick, and lightly wrap it around the child's leg. Encourage the child to untangle the wool from her leg. When the child does this, talk to her. You should also clap after success in untangling the thread. ऐसे I'll give you that practical example. जब मेरा बेटा छोटा था, एज वेल एज जब मेरी डॉटर छोटी थी, मेरी मदर क्या करती थी, उसके ऊपर अपनी साड़ी, मम्मी उस टाइम पे साड़ी ज्यादा पहनती थी, अपनी साड़ी का पल्लू उसके पैरों पे ढक देती थी. He is just doing kicking and kicking. He's trying to come out from that, from the sari, right? So this kind of active, actually, babies try to solve the things as well as they feel very happy because at that time we were playing with them, right? He or she feels that our caregiver is playing with us in doing the same activities again and again because he or she feels the positive, he received the positive motivation. Tugging games. Give one end of a scarf, dupatta, or a piece of cloth to the child and hold the other and yourself. Making eye contact with the infant, gently pull the clothes towards yourself. See if the baby also pull the cloth. Repeat this exercise and encourage the child to pull the cloth. Take care that the child does not fall down hard in this tugging game. Early stimulation activities for promoting language development. Listening to sound exposure to different sounds stimulates language development. Things that make a sound as the infant plays with them. Interest her, give her such materials and toys to handle and explore as the tambourine, rattle, ghumru, bells, and metal spoon and bowl play a sound music, making toy at some distance from the infant and ask her to get it. So he tried to go ahead to catch that toy, right? So through these kind of activities, try, that baby try to crawl or learn faster crawling, right? Naming game, conversation, rhyme, and lullabies we discussed many times. Storytelling. The baby now also enjoy a simple story. She does not understand it totally, but she shows delight at change in your facial expression and modulation of your voice during the narration. The story or the rhyme should be narrated or sung by modulating the voice to convey different expression with different facial expression and while maintaining eye contact with the child. At picture card, you can show the infant a card with a picture of a familiar object on it. Picture of an object the infant has been before and is familiar with. Watch the infant carefully to see if she responds to the picture in any way. Speak to the child about the object in the picture and encourage her to speak. Early stimulation activities for promoting cognitive. The infant realizes that her actions have an effect on objects. So her actions become intentional now, sorry. She begins to form the concept of object permanence. She is also able to combine two or more actions to reach a goal. The following situation stimulation activities will help you to develop the child's thinking ability. Further, they will also promote the development of the five senses, and in the process, the infant will learn about objects and their properties, about space, size, and color. You need to understand that at this stage, the infant does not understand these concepts in the way older children or adults do. She will not she will not be able to speak the word we do or even realize that she is developing the concept. Putting objects into container and taking them out. Infant like to put objects into the container and take them out. Show the infant an attractive toy. Put the toy in a box and keep the box a little away from the infant. Move the box so that it make a sound and encourage the infant to come close to the box and find the toy. Similarly, give the infant medium-sized square blocks and a big box. Show her how to put the toy inside the box and continue with the activities. Such activities help to develop goal-directed behavior and also help the infant to develop an understanding of space as see the space different objects occupy. Hide and seek. The activity of object permanence lead to the games of hide and seek. The baby begins to participate in hide and seek game towards the end of the first year. These games become possible because of the infant understanding of object permanence and they help to develop it further. Some hide and seek activities are followed. As you hide behind something and call out to the infant, she will look for you and gurgle and laugh, gargling and laugh as she find you, like a peekaboo. You can also use a puppet to play hide and seek with the child. When you see a puppet, talk animatedly and allow the infant to touch the puppet. Then, as the infant watches, the puppet can hide behind the curtain or the chair while still talking. Now ask the infant, where is the puppet? Look for it and find it. Right, I just give you that example before a 8 or 9 month old child just बॉल बेड के नीचे गई तो मतलब उसके सामने नहीं है when the things are not visible or not in front of the baby तो it's not आप समझ रहे कि वो है ही नहीं वो एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करती है क्योंकि वो दिख नहीं रही है पर एट द एज ऑफ 1 year चाइल्ड इज गेट टू नो कि कुछ चीजें छुपी हुई भी हो सकती है समथिंग इज हाइड राइट पर्दे के पीछे वॉल है या पर्दे के पीछे टॉय है या बेड के नीचे कुछ वॉल गई है तो बेड के नीचे है right. I told you when we discuss about the cognitive part. At this age, child can understand something is behind the curtain or something is under the bed. Okay. Block plays. This is the important part. Blocks are very good play materials for children as they can be used and manipulated in different ways during play depending on child's age, ability or interest. Children different ages play with blocks in different ways. While a 3-year-old builds a tower with blocks, a 7-year-old would build a house. You must make sure that blocks given to the infant are made of non-toxic material. They should also be colorful and not have sharp edges. Those students don't have blocks in that families, parents just give that bowls to them. That bowls, the child is just taking that bowls as placing over and over like the blocks, right? Early stimulation activities for promoting social and emotional development, strengthening the attachment bond. 6 to 12 months is the time the infant is strengthening the bond of attachment with the primary caregiver. Usually, the mother, she is also forming relationship. These we discussed these concept in MCD-01. In this unit, we just using that emotional part or cognitive part. So how we enhance that part through the play. Got my point? वो सारे एक्टिविटीज ये सारे इमोशंस जो है हम ऑलरेडी पढ़ चुके हैं MCD-01 में. All these theories we discussed, but how we enhance these skills, what kind of activities we should or we can plan through enhancing these activities, right? Through activities, how we can enhance the skills we learning through playway method. Expanding relationship, encourage the other family members to interact with the infant, hold her and talk to her, support the infant's need for exploration by greater exposure to the outside world. Take her along to the nearby market, the neighbor's house, or the park. Let her watch people and think. She will respond to your simple questions using gesture. In a market, there are many new things, but there is noise and confusion as well. The baby may become fearful and begin to cry and may need to be reassured by the adult. During this age, you will find that infant also learn to wave bye-bye when they are leaving a place. You can encourage the infant to wave. Children enjoy social interaction. Understanding expression. Understanding expression, you will find that now children also being sorry, understanding expression, you will find that now children also begin to understand your expression. So if you look at the infant with an angry expression, the infant could get scared and may also start crying. Keep your expression generally smiling and affection, but also suitable for the situation. Stimulation during daily routine. Bath time, water play. Once the child can sit, she enjoy playing with water while bathing. Fill the tub with water that is body temperature or warmer, depending upon the weather. Ensure that the water is neither too deep but reach a higher, nor should it be higher than the infant waist. In a seated position, support the infant to sit in the tub. The child will enjoy splashing the water in the tub. If you support the infant in the vertical position, she will enjoy splashing water with her legs. Place some simple toys like plastic balls or everyday objects like a plastic curve in the turf. The infant will enjoy playing with them. Feeding. By 9 to 12 months, most infants have two front teeth and they like to chew on something hard. You can give finger food to the child to hold and eat by herself. We discussed this, such as piece of chapati or a rusk. Name the food item the child is eating and talk about the taste of. Through this, child is increasing the eye and hand coordination also. Learn the eye and hand coordination. Grooming and dressing up. Talk to the infant as you make her wear the clothes. Name the items of clothing, the body parts, and describe the action. Raise your hand when putting on the frock or putting your leg. Put your leg in when you are holding the pant. Making play materials like mobiles. Mobiles are toys that can be hung and which move. Take old magazine books or newspaper greeting card and cut out colorful pictures from them. Paste the picture on a thick piece of paper and such as cardboard or a getting card pierce and one end and attach a string to it to have a mobile ready to be hung. Right? These kind of activities we can make in home. To make a rattle, take any container or a cardboard or a plastic box, matchbox, some polythene or cloth bag, then fill some pebbles, seeds or buttons in them and we just shake it and make a sound, right? Toys to hold. To make stuffed toys, take some cloth and cut out. Through socks, we can make a puppet, right? These kind of things we are doing in practical works. Next is stimulation and playing activities during toddlerhood at the age of 1 to 3 years. In this time, child just learning walking, stepping out, climbing the stairs, jumping, right? So most of the activities we can plan on this age, like physical activities we can plan. Early stimulation and play activities for toddler like 1 to 3 year old. Walking and running activities. Most children walk between 11 and 15 months of age. Being able to walk allow the toddler to explore her surrounding and seek out objects to play with. It also increases her range of vision as she can see things that are further away. The pleasure of being able to move from one place to another is immense. The toddler walk for the sheer pleasure of it. The act of walking become play for the child. By 2 years of age, most toddler can walk steadily. They will enjoy the following activities like about 10 footprints circle on the floor in the same formation as would be made if a child was actually walk that path. Now ask the child to walk by stepping on the footprint, alternating her feet. Remember, there should be no compulsion on the child to place her foot on the footprints. The child's motor coordination is just developing and her footsteps may not coincide with the footprints that you have drawn. The important point to stimulate the child and encourage and support her to do the activity. The given example will further help you to understand this. No need to discuss some kind of examples. आप सबने कभी प्ले स्कूल्स में देखा है कि एक पूरा मैट बना हुआ है या मतलब जो बाहर रास्ता भी होता है वहां पे भी on the way they are just making draw some footsteps, right? And child just want to skip once, like he just uh, take a foot in one box and skip one box, next just jump on the next box. These kind of activities we can plan to enhance the physical development as well as the motor development, we can say gross motor development. In your childhood age, we just play that stapu or some these kind of games. What are these? They just enhancing our skills, gross motor skills. Stand facing the child and take the child's hands in your hand. Pretend you are an engine pulling a railway carriage or a noise pulling a cart and walking backward, making the child walk with you. So the child will be walking in the forward direction like we normally do when walking. After some time, change roles and let the child be the engine, walk backward and pull you. This helps them to develop balance as well as trust in adult who will prevent them from falling as they walk backward. नहीं हम लोग जब छोटे थे तो ट्रेन ट्रेन बन के खेलते थे ना, एक दूसरे के पकड़ के साथ में ट्रेन बन के खेल रहे हैं, एक इंजीनियर पीछे बाकी सब डब्बे बन जाते हैं, सेम साउंड निकालते हैं. सेम एग्जांपल इज गिवन. Pushing and pulling activities like the walker when we are giving the child. और आई टोल्ड यू दैट एग्जाम्पल कि घर में जो लाइट वेटेड फर्नीचर होता है, प्लास्टिक के चेयर्स होते हैं, जनरली बच्चे उनको होल्ड करके और उनको पुल करते रहते हैं और साथ में चलते रहते हैं. दे लर्न टू वॉक थ्रू दीज काइंड ऑफ एक्टिविटीज, राइट? दिस एग्जाम्पल इज गिवन. Stepping the climbing activities. 2.5-year-old Mira, wherever she got a chance, would hold on to the railing and climb up the stairs. Her mother would bring her down, scared that she would fall. You may have noticed that often a 2-year-old child walks in the direction of an obstacle, such as a small box, and rather than avoiding it, steps on it. The child steps down or jump down on it. Stepping and climbing activities are challenging for the child. Keeping this inclination of the child for stepping and climbing activities in mind, you can devise the given play activities. Jumping activities. Ask a 2-year-old to jump to the beat of a tambourine, tambourine or trampoline. Nowadays, trampoline is a very common activity for the children. Once they have attained greater balance during jumping, you can also ask them to jump with their hand on their waist. As their motor control develop, toddlers enjoy jumping from a small heights around 6 inch for 1 to 2-year-old and 12 inches for 2-3-year-old. Initially, the 2-year-old may simply steps off the stool or platform instead of jumping gradually. They will jump. Gradually, they will jump. Activities with the ball. Through balls, there is so many activities we can plan, right? Untangling the web. The same activity which woolen around the infant's leg and encouraging her to untangle the thread, right? Putting objects into the containers, right? एक big box में again objects आपको put करने हैं. The same, putting objects in a different size or different shapes. So it enhance the fine motor development as well as the eye and hand coordination, right? Nesting and seriation activities. We discuss seriation activities in cognitive part, in cognitive unit, like ascending and descending order. Child need to place in ascending or in descending order, right? This kind of activities is given. Play with sand, clay and water. Maybe you need to make this activity in project work, right? This will help you to understand these activities. When you are go through your project work, these kind of activities are given in that. Toddler like to move their finger through the sand. They may draw different shapes in it, allow them to play with sand. Nowadays, some artificial clay is available in the market. So students are learning to make different shapes or different animals shapes with them. If you make available plastic bottles or cup of different sizes and seeds, they will fill these with sand, empty them and fill them again. They can remain engaged in this activity. Scribbling and drawing, we discussed that when the child is doing actively or without just doing the scribble. It's not necessary on the paper. He is just doing the coloring on the blackboard or maybe some board or maybe on the wall, right? This is the scribbling. No shape, no picture, just doing it. It's called scribbling. Paper tearing and crushing. This is the important activity for the eye and hand coordination. Paper tearing and crushing. I just give you one example. Take a make a picture of Santa Claus, right? Child students are just tearing the paper or just tearing the cotton and pasted on the Santa Claus beard. So this kind of activities we can plan or make a paste a white paper on the beard. So this kind of fine motor skills activities, stringing activities. By 8.5 months, most children can pick small objects by having coordination between the thumb and the forefinger. This is known as the pincer grasp. All the stringing activities allow children to practice their pincer grasp and thus fine motor development and also foster the development of eye and hand coordination. Getting to know each other. This is some familiar activities with crutch and the caregiver sit in a circle. The caregiver asks the children in the circle to say their names by turn. When a child says her name, the caregiver repeats it and asks the other children to repeat the name as well. In this way, the name of all the children in the circle are spoken. When the children are older, the caregiver can ask them to say their name in a sentence from like, my name is Geeta. After each child say their name in a sentence, everybody can clap for the child. Right? Through these kind of activity, child learn the making the sentence. Right? In the language, for the language development. Sound, music, rhyme, and movement activities. Rhyme and stories. Through rhymes, we just introducing new words or new concept like लाल लाल टमाटर, it's बड़े मजेदार, और दादी का चश्मा गोल गोल. We just introduce that shapes in that through rhymes. दादी का चश्मा गोल गोल, मम्मी की रोटी गोल गोल. This kind of rhymes. So through rhymes, we can introduce new concepts as well as we can teach a few shapes or we can teach colors name through rhymes or we can teach number names or alphabets to them through rhymes, right? I told you about that. We discussing the learning part. Child uh, learn A to Z first. Then after learning A to Z through rhymes, then after he learns to how to write, right? He's singing that A to Z song, on that time he's not able to understand this is a A or this is a B, and after B comes C, or before B comes A. Child is not able to understand. ठीक है, आप कभी उससे ना राइम्स सुनना, ए टू जी वो आपको राइम्स की तरह सुना देगा, पर आपने उससे एक बार भी पूछ लेना कि बी से पहले क्या आता है, ही इज नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड, वो आपको जवाब नहीं दे पाएगा ऑन दैट सिचुएशन. Through rhymes, we can teach the new concept or learn through this, as well as story help us to give moral values, right? I think many block play we discussed, matching activities we discussed when we discussing the cognitive part, like mom, men or women, boy or girl, bed or mattress, or table and chair. These kind of matching activities we can plan with the children. Like this is square, rectangle, red color block should be matched with this red color. This blue block should be attached with this blue rectangle, and yellow rectangle should be attached with this yellow block, right? Color also we can place, or we can make many activities through matching activity. Jigsaw puzzle, like any picture of animal, bird, or vegetables can be cut out into two pieces, and the child may be asked to join the two pieces to make the picture complete. Right? Imitation and pretend play. We discussed about that imitation and pretend play when the child is just imitating their father or mother, or maybe uh, doctors, when the child is just pretending I am a doctor, I am a policeman, right? These kind of pretending play are hide and seek. Hide a toy by holding it behind you and ask the child, where is your toy? When the child comes to look for it and comes close to finding it, change the position for the toy in a way that the child cannot see the toy. She will follow your movement and continue the game with excitement. Knowing your baby, helping the child identify parts of the body can be made into a game. The child may and you can stand in front of the mirror as you point to your nose, eyes, and ear. Ask the child to point out her in the image, right? So through this activity, you can teach the body parts name, promoting social and emotional development, like encourage and positive feedback, developing autonomy and confidence. We discussed these things in MCD-01, autonomy and how to build a confidence situation. Giving choices. Give children opportunity to choose what they want to play. This gives them self-confidence as they will choose activities that are challenging enough for them to master. Developing autism and empathy, we discussed in cognitive part. What is that? Anyone who remembered this? I told you sometimes short notes also come in autism and empathy. What is that?
It is the selflessness.
Selflessness means.
Means if the child is with other child and if he is sharing his toy also with him or her, that is can be also considered as a act of altruism.
Okay, as well as understanding other feelings.
Yes, ma'am.
I just give you that example ना, बच्चे एक कटोरी के ऊपर दूसरी कटोरी पेस्ट करते रहते हैं. These kind of you can say easily available or toys or handmade toys we can prepare like this. These are the finger puppets. Finger puppets are easy to make and are great fun. Take a piece of paper, cut a semicircle of a diameter 4 inches. Like this kind of, you can make these kind of puppets or make some teaching aids you can prepare using that waste of material, right? We can use uh, waste materials to making these kind of teaching aids. The some empty box you can take and make a toy from this. This block is finished. Any doubt in this block, students? Is this my screen is visible? Block 4 is visible. Just open the new block. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
In this block, we will discuss the pedagogies. What is the curriculum? What are the goals of the curriculum? What are the short-term goals? What are the long-term goals? What kind of method we are using to prepare a curriculum for the child? As a student, we have just one class for MCD 02. So I'm not able to finish your course content. So it's my humble request to everyone, please go through your course. So if you have any query, we will discuss in the next class, right? Because in this unit also give the same activities, but the role of the adult during play activities for the moment, right? When the adult or caregiver just need to give some rules to teach them or supervise them how to play, right? This kind of. Fifth, if you attentive and alert during these free play session, you can observe many things about children which are not apparent during other preschool activities. Play activities for gross motor development. Like for gross motor development, we can make some physical activities like running, jumping, using that bricks, ropes, blocks of wood, pebbles, beads and string, right? Games for running, chasing, crawling and jumping. We can plan for the gross motor skills. Like they are just doing that activity. So रस्सा कूदने वाला होता है ना कि एक rope बांध दी है at the level. How many of you can jump from this? These kind of activities. Now these kind of activities now nowadays in schools they are just arranging an adventure camp, right? In adventure camp, a child learns to how to use that, what is that, tires, right? These kind of activities, hide and seek activities, play activities involving slow movement and balancing. सबने नोटिस करा होगा, कई बार एक पतली सी वॉल होती है, बच्चे दे आर ट्राइंग टू वॉक ओवर द दैट वॉल, राइट, बिना गिरे। पेडेस्ट्रियंस पे देखा कई बार बच्चों को चलते हुए, दे जस्ट वांट टू टेकिंग अ स्टॉप्स, स्मॉल स्टेप्स टू clear that part, to walk on that, right? Right, this is the example is given. They love to walk on these kind of, they feel these are the adventure thing or thrilling, they are doing some thrill work. Games involving climbing, sliding or swinging, these kind of activities are shown. Maximum parks, these kind of activities are available in the parks as well. Slide or swinging. Games of catching and throwing, like they just catch the ball, as well as sometimes when the ball is not available, they just play with any object to passing the ball one to one, right? Right, they are playing with balloons also. Fostering fine motor skills, doing scribbling, drawing, making the cutting pasting games, tearing the papers, right? These activities comes in fine motor skills. Like she's making a mala, we can say, which we are necklace, you can say, using pebbles, beads, and seeds. They are making some activities through stones, to arranging stones in a picture, right? Construction activities with the toy, which we discuss about the block activities. Empty matchbox, cigarette, soap, and toothpaste carton, right? In the different size of boxes are available, and they are just placing over and over, right? Play with water and sand. They are just making a castle, right? With sand. Play activities for developing cognitive abilities and concept, like we discussed the matching activities, seriation activities, shape concept, size concept, number concept, time concept, space. These are I just quickly go through these activities. Like this is the block games with the shape or size, you can say, as well as different colors we are using in this. Or we can that segregation of this. Please segregate the yellow blocks in one side or red blocks in one side, right? Or we can arrange in a bigger to smaller way. Like we can arrange in ascending or descending order. So for the seriation, we can do this kind of activity. For the matching activity, you just take that yellow blocks in one side, red blocks in one side. It's called a matching activity. For the memory games. Memory games. Memory is an integral part of cognitive functioning and our day-to-day activities. Memory all involves storing information efficiently in the brain and being able to recall it when needed. Children's ability to store information efficiently and recall it develop as they grow. Some of the play activities we have mentioned in this: put three or four objects in front of the children and ask them to look at them carefully, then cover them with a cloth and remove one of the objects without letting the children see it. Then remove the cover and ask them to name the object you have taken away. Right? This kind of memory games you can plan. Draw the events from a familiar story, or you can say picture completion of cards. Have you heard about it? Picture completion cards? Or you can show them incomplete post. आप बच्चे को टूटी हुई कॉम दिखाइए तो आप पूछिए इसमें से क्या मिसिंग है, राइट? दिस काइंड ऑफ एक्टिविटीज वी कैन प्लान. Like these are the face, we can show these faces. कौन सा स्माइली फेस है, कौन सा सैड है. We can choose a matching activity with this. This tree is matched with this tree is matched with this. You can make this kind of activity. Like they just draw a square with this square, big triangle, small, then smallest, right? They are making triangles. Triangles are in one side, square and rectangles are in one side. So baby elephant and elephant are matching together. Dog and puppies are matching. Hen and chicks are matching. I again in seriation. छोटा फिर बड़ा फिर उससे बड़ा फिर उससे बड़ा. I think these cognitive activities you can easily plan because we discussed 2 3 times. Again, he's arranging a pencil in a order. I think is there any doubt in these activities? Because we discuss all the concepts in MCD-01. In this block, they are just give you example how to make our activities, which we discussed through examples in when we discussing the theory part. Any doubt, students? Anyone have any doubt? So otherwise, I wind up my class. And in the next session, I will start block 5. No doubt? Okay, good. If you don't have any doubt.
No, ma'am. It is clear.
Okay, thank you. Just that. Please go through these activities